Welcome, my beautiful people. It's another Saturday night live with Posha Malcolm, and I'm very excited to have this Saturday night live. Yes, tonight is extra special with me because I have some big news to share with you, uh, along with shining a spotlight on some amazing business and an amazing business and authors that you definitely need to know about. Plus, I'll be engaging you in the chat as usual, making sure you drop a comment, say hello, and let us know where you're tuning in from, where you're logging, where you're joining from. Before we dive into everything, let's start with a fun question. If you could only eat one type of cuisine for the rest of your life, what would it be? Would it be Italian, Caribbean, Mexican? What would it be? Put it in the chat. And when you come, just give a thumbs up to let me know that you are here. I am putting my screen. Wonderful. I got a thumbs up. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm going to put it in the chat, the question. Peace, love, sunshine. All right. Thank you for joining me. I love your company. So thanks. Welcome to another Saturday Night Live with Posha Malcolm. And I asked the question. I'm going to just put it in the chat. The question, if you could only eat one type of cuisine for the rest of your life, what would it be? Would it be Italian, Caribbean food, Mexican food, American food? What would it be? Let me know what you love. Dessert. I tell you, I love dessert. It's one of my favorite. But you know what tops that for me? Well, it's always in a little order. I love pizza. I love pizza out of this world. I love pizza because you can put different things on it. And, and I've really played with that. One year we got the dough and we put different toppings. And yes, I don't know if you like pineapple on your pizza, but I love pineapple on my pizza. Yes, me too. I love pizza. I tell you. Yes, and they have different textures of the pizza. You have some that is very flat, and you have some that is the crust is very thick that you can actually put, on. You can actually put on. I need to close my door. Hold on, I'm getting a little feedback. So just give me 1 second. Hold on. All right. Sorry about that. Just getting a little bit feedback from Andel's phone. So thanks, Andel, for tuning in. I appreciate it. And Peace, Love, Sunshine saying pineapple. I like thin crust. Thinner the better. I like that too. But I think the thick one cause the toppings to hold better. So maybe the thick one for me, but not too thick. And I don't like cheese on my pizza. I know, but I don't like cheese on my pizza. I find that it's nicer without the cheese. I don't know if you agree, Peace, Love, Sunshine. But yes, I like. But what kind of dessert do you like? You say you like dessert. What? No cheese? No cheese. I'll tell you, it's nicer without the cheese. To me. Try it and you see. No cheese and just have the different toppings on it with the, yes. I've actually done a pizza, like make the crust myself and do it. But yeah, and there's another. It's made like a pizza, but it's not pizza. It's something that we use every day, especially at breakfast time. And I'm going to share that in one of my probably a shorts, you know, of something that we have made. Um, I was a part of this training course, and it was early childhood training course. So it's the little ones that go nursery school. Yes. So we had to create something for them to give them to eat. And that was something that I created, which I'm not going to share now, but I'm going to demonstrate. I'm going to show it and what we put on it. But I'm not going to put it with the cheese. At the time, we put cheese on it to hold everything together. But I'm going to tell persons that little secret, going to show you that little secret. So, because children, they like varieties, they like different things, and using what is common in the home and giving it a little twist, children love that. That would be nice. Yes. So, what kind of dessert do you like? I love desserts. I like brownies. I find that no matter what, I gravitate towards brownies, and I like anything, well, most things that has blueberries in it. Let me know if you like blueberries a part of your pastries. But yes, all of them. I can't pick a favorite. Oh my. You're worse than me. Oh my gosh. I love the desserts. I love those things. But guess what? It can make you put on weight like what I have on. So what I do is try to go for the more healthier type of dessert, because you have a dessert that they prepare, and when you taste it, you're like, huh, this is not what we are normally used to, but tastes very good. I think last year, December, we were gifted with a vegan cake. No, we weren't gifted with a vegan cake. We bought a vegan cake. It was the first time. Um, when Wendy, I'm gonna try and drop her contact, but she's on Instagram. Let me see if I can quickly go there. But she baked for us a Christmas cake, and the texture was good. Everything was good. The taste was good. I'm gonna finish it within 1 week. I'm sorry. Sorry, Andel. No, me laugh out loud. Peace, love, sunshine says, no, me laugh out loud. Speaking of cake, I have a little left of one in the fridge. Peace, love, sunshine says, I have a big sweet tooth. Me too. Trust me, girl, I tell you, I think a lot of women would say yes. They love desserts. They love, those little things. Yeah, they're nice. Really, really nice. But oh my gosh, that's nice that you still have a leftover in the fridge. December gone, done. 1 week. Lick it off. And I think Andel just got probably 2 slices. Yeah, lick it off. Sorry, Andel. Sorry. Yes, and then we were gifted with another cake. And I tried to pinch that one because, you can't finish all of the good stuff. You can't finish all of them one time. You have to kind of save back a little to carry you through the December. So that was my little thing. But yes, it's always nice to have that. But guys, I tell you, tonight is a really special night for me. Um, yes, it's nice. Pastries are always nice. I don't know. For me, um, with the cuisine, Caribbean cuisine, I tell you, I've ate other cuisines, And yes, they're nice, but you see, Caribbean cuisine, flavorful, well seasoned, well prepared, fresh, and all of that. Yes, it's a real deal. Yes. All right. So there's one other question that I want to pose before we get more into what we are going into. And that is, last week we had asked that you get offered a plane ticket to anywhere in the world, but you have to leave your phone behind. Would you go or stay? If you have to leave your phone behind, would you go or would you stay? I'm going to put it in the chat. I know this might be a tough one. It's really a tough one for me. Would you stay or would you go if you have to leave your phone, but you get a plane ticket to go anywhere, whether Mexico, whether we love Africa, so whether Kenya or whether Ethiopia, you name it. Yes, other places like there's so many places. I think there's 198 countries that you can definitely go to. I think that's the amount. Peace, Love, Sunshine says, I would go because where I want to go, I could use my phone anyway. But you have to leave the phone behind. You can't bring, unless you're going to purchase a new phone to use there, and probably carry the chip or leave that. Well, these phones these days, whoops, couldn't. Yes, it's one or the other. Either you go or you don't go. But the offer is that you leave your phone behind if you're getting the free plane ticket to anywhere in the world. I don't know, it's a hard one for me because I would want my phone because, I want to call back. Unless Andel coming with me. I would probably leave my phone, but no, I don't know. I think I wouldn't go as well. I think I wouldn't go because I want to bring my phone. And then, how long would that trip be? Suppose it's just 2 days they're offering, or it's a week or a month. I don't know if I can do without my phone for a month. But if it's a vacation or a place that you always want to go, maybe you would. I think probably, like how I love to travel, maybe I would. Maybe I would leave the phone. Carry my chip. I would probably carry my chip and put it in another phone. So Peace, Love, Sunshine says, I would go because I couldn't use my phone where I'm going anyway. I'll have to get a burner anyways. Yes, that is a smart move. Get something to replace it until you head back. Hi, Retired Beard. How are you? Nice having you on the live tonight. So, Retired Beard is a member of the Peace, Love, Sunshine team, and that's where I met him. So, welcome, Retired Beard. Welcome each and every one on my channel tonight. So, I have some big news just this week. I tell you, this week I've been so like lots of work. I don't know if you realize like about 2 days I haven't posted on my relaxing videos section because I have been doing taxes, Canadian, preparing Canadian taxes, right? And it's a lot of things to put together and all of that. And the time, I didn't even go on the road. I didn't even I needed to go to the library. I couldn't go to the library. I needed to go to the supermarket. I couldn't go. I was stuck getting that done. And, it has been that kind of a week for me. I did not even go on Peace, Love, Sunshine's, relaxing video. I think probably I did once or so. But, I try to navigate, but trust me, it was a challenge this week. But me promise, as soon as it done, the taxes are not finished. So I still have a little way to go. So I'm going to use tonight and tomorrow, Sunday, to finish up. And as soon as I'm finished, I tell you, I'll check out all of you live. All of you live, your videos and all of that. Yes, I have to do it in batch. I have to do it like that, because if I don't do it like that, I won't get the chance and opportunity to constantly do it whenever you put it out. So pardon me about that, but I'll definitely, when I start watching, I tend to watch more than one and keep going. I don't know if Peace, Love, and Sunshine know that, but I really do. So thank you, Retired Beard, for joining tonight. And we have Damani Vaughn. Hi, Damani Vaughn. How you doing? Thanks for joining my live tonight. And it seems as though Damani Vaughn is in Jamaica. Are you Jamaican? It's Wazim. Oh, Wazim, you always do that to me. He's using his Neville's tablet. Yes. And Peace, Love, Sunshine say, thank you for watching. Yes, I normally just, watch one video and then another one and all of that, so that I can catch up and then, move on there. So that's how I have to do it. There are several persons I have to watch, because they do support my community. They're in my community, and I have to just do that. But as I said, sometimes when the work face me, I can't go to your videos when you put them out. And I have one or two persons in the back. Yes, I have a young man in the UK that I need to watch his video. Yes, he's a supporter of mine and all of that. Yes, so put out your videos. Don't stop putting them out. And yes, Posha will tune in at the time that she's going to and will support. And me always drop a comment. Yes, so it's from me. Retired Beard said, I always fall behind. It feels like an endless task to watch videos. It can be. So that's why I do watch it in batch. So say, for example, today I tune in to Peace, Love, Sunshine. I'll watch it until I catch up, especially her shorts. I do that first, and then I'll go with a long video. And then I just keep, catching up. And I try to put a comment there, so I know that if I go back to that video next time I'm trying to catch up and I go back to that video, I realize that I did watch this one before, because a comment from me is there. That is one of my tactics. Yes. And then I'll move on. All right. So I have Peace, Love, Sunshine saying, I love watching your inspiring shorts in the morning. Oh, thank you for saying that. I was going to actually start creating them. But the Spirit said, no, still do them, because you don't know the impact that a quote may have for you on that day, because they inspire me as well. So it's really wonderful to hear that. And Peace, Love, Sunshine says, I'm not posting as much as I used to. Tell me why. But, I recognize that even in this content journey, that there are sometimes when you're going to be up there with your content posting every day, and then something may come in your life or something to action, like, for example, my taxes, and, that amount cuts, but it's just good that we continue to do it. We're not hindered. Yes, please keep doing posting. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes, I will continue to do that. Yes, so Retired Bear said, almost everyone I know seem to be that way recently. Yes, it's a lot of us are out there, and we have a big community. So it takes time, because remember, we only get 24 hours and we still have other things that we need to do. So when we give some time, it's like we are cutting up our time to different content creators or different persons, so that we can, everybody can get a piece of the pie, so to speak. All of us can get that support that we need. And as I said, my tactics is that, or my strategy is to watch this person's video and all, and try to catch up in that moment. And if not, I make sure I leave a comment to see where I have stopped, or if I've commented on that video before, because sometimes you won't be able to do everything. So Peace Love Sunshine says, I'm doing a lot of editing to titles and description. Yes, I met this young man. I was trying to find back his video because I wanted to give him a shout out on my channel. I met a YouTuber. He's in real estate, but I told him that to comment on my video, and hopefully he does, so that I can give him that shout out at another time. And he said our titles and descriptions are very important, which, yes, we have heard before, but that discussion that he had with me today about that is very important that we do that, because if you put the information in the title only but not in the description, the algorithm may not pick up on that and able to put your video to more persons. So it's very important that the descriptions and the titles are aligned with each other, and that's something that I learned today in how he analyzed it for me. So that's good that you're focusing on that, because that's an area that many of us do not pay attention to as how we ought to, because that can make us or break our video from going out to several persons. So big news, big news. Peace, love, sunshine. Yes, I know that you're in the game with this. RJ Mackenzie, he has been joining my life week, like Peace, Love, and Sunshine, week after week. And I just want to say, welcome, RJ. I did watch that video, and it's going to be a part of this. It's going to be a part of this live chat this evening. I'm going to give you my takeaway, my summary, and my takeaway from the video. I hope it is the same one. So you can tell me if it's not the same one, then I will look for that. Yes, I am so excited. All right. Very interesting video. And I think I still have the title up, so I will, I think so. I will put it in the chat as well, so you can see. So the big news, right? It's now time for the big news. Please give a thumbs up to let me know that you are here with me. I'm thrilled to announce that I am officially launching memberships on my YouTube channel. This is a huge milestone and an exciting step forward, and I want you to be a part of it. So what membership is that you can join on a next step in my YouTube journey. I haven't been monetized. So monetize is basically when you get 1,000 subscribers and you also get 4,000 watch hours, and you are going in the guideline of YouTube. They make you a part of their program, where you can, when you watch person's video, that they can get something from persons who put their ads in your video. So sometimes you'll be watching a YouTube video and you will see an ad there. Yes, but that's not what I have as yet. And I'm not sure if, thank you so much, Peace, Love, Sunshine. I don't know if Peace, Love, Sunshine has gotten that stage that she can offer membership right now, but I know that's the first step. And then when you continue to grow, then they'll put you over to, they make you fully a part of their membership, where you get a little earnings from. And today I spoke with the young man I told you about, that I want to give the shout out. And sometimes we think that, we're going to get enough earnings. It may not be a lot of earnings. However, when you have that passion to give, when you have that passion to create, when you have that passion and that drive to interact and communicate, you find that it is fulfilling. So even though you don't get a lot of money from YouTube, what they're offering, you're still able to put out and to interact like we're interacting right now, and to have that relationship. Yes, so those are the things that encourages me even more than the money aspect of it. So thank you so much. And RJ say, "Oh, that's so cool." Peace, love, sunshine say, "It's starting to get dark. I need to walk my dog. Hopefully you are still here when I get back." And Peace, love, sunshine says, "Congratulations." Thank you so much, Peace, love, sunshine. And Retired Bear said, "Have a good day, good night walking your dog, sunshine." Yes. And RJ says, "Congrats, Portia." Yes. Thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate it, because I started last year, February. The first video that I posted was on the 26th, and the first video that I actually shoot was on the 19th. And now it's like after 1 year, and I'm still not monetized, as you say, get those revenues from people watching your ads, because YouTube does give you a portion of that, but as I said, it's a journey that has been ongoing, and you have to be committed. And Retired Bear, Peace, Love, Sunshine can tell you that it takes a lot out of you. So what this means, right? It means that by becoming a Posha Nation member, you'll get exclusive loyalty badges next to your name in comments and live chats, custom emojis you can use during lives and in comments. You also get shout outs and recognition during my live shows. You also get early access to new content and special updates. Plus, you'll be directly supporting my journey as a full-time content creator. This is what I am doing for my living. Yes, being a content creator. It's not easy. It's not easy. Last week, I had technical difficulties. I had to try to come on live 3 times before I was successful, right? My monitor doesn't work. It stopped working. I have lost contents from my storage that I video on my GoPro. All of it gone. What am I going to do? So there are so many challenges in this journey of content creating that is at the back end, and I want to share some of these with you, with my members, right? And plus, and you know, it's the cost for it. I think I'm leaving that out. Is actually $4.99. So when you click that join button, right? So you'll be getting a behind the scene look at my daily life, creative process, and personal journey. So if you love what I do and want to be a part of this special experience, you can click that join button next to the subscribe button and become a Posha Nation member, right? As a special introduction to membership, I'll be doing an exclusive 30-day vlog series in April just for members. So this is going to be every day that I'm going to post. So the 1st of April, the 2nd of April, the 3rd of April, I'll be posting, some of those daily life creative process and personal journey along the way. But with everything, nothing really changed for my subscribers, because you'll be getting access to my videos. But the only thing is that members will get to see it first. So if you become a member, you'll be able to get to see my contents before other persons get to see it in the community. So that is what it is. I'm so excited to connect, on this on a deeper level. It's going to be a little more personal than just when we than just the relaxing music that I post and the shorts, if you understand me. But you still get the relaxing music, you still get shorts and all of that. But for persons who do membership, they'll be getting that little extra loyalty badge and emojis, and they're pretty nice. I designed them yesterday. They're pretty nice, so I hope you like them. Let me know when you join if how was the process, and if you like those those loyalty badges and emojis. All right, so that is what's new. I was over the roof. I was pretty excited about it, and yet still I didn't know what to it's like I had to do a little research from YouTubers, like, well, what they do when you go into the membership. So the process is that when you get to have a joint membership, how would I say? The process before was 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. However, they allow you to get 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. So I have reach that requirement where I can offer joint membership to my viewers, to my subscribers. So that's really what happened. So when you go into that, when you click membership, that icon, it will give you a process. So when you go through that process, they will give you examples of other channels, what it is all about. So that I couldn't really wrap my head fully around it at the time when I just saw it, but after I was able to understand it a little bit more because of the video that they suggest to you that you can watch to get an understanding of it. And then, as I said, I add the taxes. So that is not, I didn't have the time to really fully, analyze everything about it. But eventually, at the last, I got it. And I think I have set it up, so it should be launched now. It should be there. You can just let me know when you see it. If you see that join button beside the subscribe button. Yes. So RJ says, I'm glad you're doing it. Other YouTubers I watch do that. Yes. And other YouTubers, I've seen them, offer so much more things, but that is in the making. There's so much that I want to offer. There's so much ideas. I think a lot. And there's so much ideas. There's so much things that I want to give to my viewers, that I want to give to my community. However, it takes funds. And I have to be realistic. As I said, I worked up to last year, February. So I need funds to able to carry you on these journeys that I want to take you on, to give you the information that I want to give you. So they are giving me an opportunity where I can do that. So your support would be really appreciated. I would love your support because it gives me that push to able to create more stuff, even relaxing videos. Yes, I have one coming out, and I love it because it reminds me of home. It reminds me of Jamaica, and my heart longing. My heart is longing to be on that same place that my eyes was looking at. I tell you, it just lift my spirit. And I just understand that when persons watch relaxing videos, how it lifts their spirit. It gives them that relaxation and that calms. Videos does help us. It does. When we were watching that video, because I had to do my homework, RJ. Yes, I had to do my homework with Tired Beard because RJ gave me a video to watch, and I didn't watch it the first week when he gave me. But last week, Saturday, he reminded me about it, and I went and I did the homework. So we're going to talk about that as well later on, right? So these persons, to get those footage, to get those videos together, I've been to I put tech event last year. I think it was November, and the tech event, they had camera persons. Even at my church that I go to, I can use even my church. You need audio, you need the graphics, you need the camera persons, you need a director. Who else you need? You need a host. You need so many people to make this content creation work. And many persons have that. Other than my husband, I'm a standalone. He helps me. There are places that he carries me to, but these days he's not able to carry me, so I have to take the bus, right? So it is like that. But whenever he can, he does carry me to some nice places that I can show you all of that. So it's really going to take that little push for me to able to continue to give you good content and deliver as a content creator, right? So your support, respect, big up yourself for joining. All right, thank you so much. Retired Beard says, I feel like paying personally to help support the channel I enjoy is the best reward. I appreciate that. Yes, it is. I want to do the same because I've seen content creators and I want the little extra juice that they have to offer, right? But I can't at this time because I don't have the funds. I am building myself that I'm able to have the fund to also give back. And a part of me giving back on this membership is to give you the opportunity to be recognized and to get the videos earlier and so forth. As I said, it will be special, much more than what is here. I will be giving you, daily life, creative process, personal journey, show you some ins and outs, tell you some things that you may never know, that persons may not even know about or telling you, right? So that is what the membership entails that I'm offering. And it's just that one, because I don't understand the system fully. I'm just offering that package so that persons, and this will be over time. This will be a package that will last throughout. I'm not going to change. This particular package, I'm not going to change it. I'm just going to leave it. And then if I want to offer something else, fine. But this is going to be standard. All right. Thank you so much. I think I've spoken too much about it, so we're going to move on now. But thank you for being with me with this launch. Tell me what you think about it. I'm going to be adding an intro video and also a post, on the post section of the community page. So take note of that to look out for those. So tonight, I want to highlight a particular business and also some authors, right? The first one, because at the end of every month, the last Saturday of every month, I want to showcase businesses. I want to highlight businesses so that they can get that exposure, businesses that I know. Right? So the first one is ScottHill Cuisine. And just to give my regular shout out, this is somebody that I always shout out. I want to give a shout out to Crazy Cat Guy, right? Last week we were joined by my friends, and also my sister was on the line with her family. So I don't know if they're on tonight, but I just want to give a shout out to them as well. And RJ, shout out to you again for being here. Peace, love, sunshine as well. And Retired Beard, yes, he pops in, but tonight he is here with me. So big up on yourself. I appreciate that. And please support their channel. Check out their channel. RJ, do you have a channel? Because I think I was looking, but let me, do you have a channel, RJ? I'm going to search right now. So, no, sadly, that, let me tell you, I think a lot, when I'm eating, whatever, I think a lot. I was thinking that you don't because I didn't see any, but I have it in my mind for there's a couple persons that I want to do a little class with, just like probably like a Zoom session where I want to invite you, where I can explain to you further about setting up a YouTube channel and give you ideas, but also to know your interest. What is it that you like to do? Because sometimes those are the little things that you can, analyze and see what your passion is and stuff like that in creating a YouTube channel. And if you really want to do it, because sometimes we don't know how to do it and we don't know what it all entails. And so if you're interested in having a class with me, probably on Zoom, because with Zoom I will be able to can share my screen and walk you through the process and the steps. So if you want to share your, if you want to, you can DM me on Instagram, or you can just email me at info.poshamalcolm.com and let me know if you're interested. If you're interested, I will do that session with you just to give you an understanding of how it works. I have an Instagram page though. That is good. If you want to do Instagram only, that is good. So that's a world in itself. YouTube is a world in itself. TikTok is a world in itself, but persons have been able to bridge the gap. I'm not fully there yet in bridging that gap because as a content creator, full-time content creator, I have to bridge that gap as well at some point in my journey. And RJ says, I have always wanted to do that since elementary school. Well, you're on the right live tonight, RJ. Instagram me, message me, and I will be able to, other persons, if they're interested, I'll be able to do a Zoom session so that I send you the link when you contact me, and I will set up a Zoom time schedule for us to do that. Because I realize that there are persons that may be interested, but they don't know how to do it, or they don't know the dynamic of it. And yes, I prepare myself to answer your questions and to go through, as I said, that step, that process, and what it entails. Because as I said, I've been through 1 year of it. So I have a understanding. I've been doing it. I have an understanding of it, and I want to share that. RJ says, what's your Instagram? I want to do a YouTube channel. I just don't know where to begin. I like to review animated films and teach history. I think history is what I have in mind for you. History. Yes. So it's Posha Malcolm on all my platforms. It's Posha Malcolm. Just PoshaMalcolm. And you can let me know your availability, and I'll also reach out to persons that I know that is of interest in YouTube. Got it. Thanks. Yes. Yes. So give a heart for your interest. Thank you so much for, having that interest, because I had that vision for you as well. So if there's anyone here anyone else, just reach out to me at info.poshamalcolm.com, on my Instagram page at PoshaMalcolm, same spelling as it's here on YouTube, and I will set up a Zoom so that you can able, and you don't have to come on. You don't have to come on, like show your face, but I need to know that you are who you say you are. So that's something. All right. But I will go through the process, that beginner's process with you. All right. Right. So this business that I want to highlight, and it's going to be the only business, local business that I want to highlight tonight. And also two authors. I think it's two businesses, but I didn't get to prepare the other one as all I want to. But yeah, I didn't get to prepare. So next time I'm going to do that, right? Because I don't want it to be too packed, because I love the interaction. I love to talk with you. And that's something that I don't want to eliminate, because I love the conversations, right? So ScottHill Caribbean Cuisine, right? If you're looking for authentic Jamaican flavors, this is a place to go. Here's what makes ScottHill Caribbean Cuisine stand out. Delicious traditional dishes made with the freshest ingredients and cooked with love. Outdoor seating, perfect for those warm, sunny days. They also serve vegan dishes, making it inclusive for all food lovers. Plus, they offer live music to bring the full Caribbean vibe to life. And they are located at 1943 Avenue Road, Toronto, on Ontario, and the telephone number is 416-551-6561. And you can check out their menu and details at scotthillcuisine.ca. I'm going to put that in the chat. I'm going to put the location in the chat. Give me a second. So I'm going to type the name first, ScottHill Caribbean. ScottHill Caribbean Cuisine. And their contact is that. Okay, great. All right, so that's their info. And I'm just going to pin it so you can see that. All right, so that will be there. Right, so if you're in Toronto or visiting soon, make sure to check them out. You leave with a happy belly, tummy, and a big smile. We go there, Andel and myself, that's my husband, and trust me, it is really nice. They make anything you want, in terms of, say that you're a vegetarian, they will give you, cook it up really nice and give you that vegetarian, touch. Yes. So check it out. All right. And the question for me to you is this one. All right. If you ever had authentic Caribbean cuisine before, if so, what's your favorite dish? What is your favorite Caribbean cuisine? Your favorite dish? What is your favorite dish? Let me know in the chat what you love. What kind of food? For me, I love soup. I love soup, and the Caribbean people make different types of soup. You can make soup with okra. You can make soup. RJ, have you ever had the soup when you went to Jamaica? You can let me know. Let me know in the chat. Yes. And if you're here, just give a thumbs up to let me know that you're here with me. Or if you, like what you are experiencing. Yes, let me know in chat. There's other things to come, and I want you to enjoy what's there. But put in the chat if there's a dish that you love. I love soup. RJ say, I love the soup, but I am in love with roti and curry. I ate since I was a baby. Dal. Well, I think it's called roti and dal. Roti and dal, yes. So it's like baked dumpling, but it's softer. You can roll it. You put the curry, and I think the curry is made from chickpeas. I just say it's Ghanaian. It's Guyana. Sorry, it's called that. Okay, in Guyana it's called that. Sorry about that. So in Guyana it's called roti and dal. In Jamaica too, we call it roti and dal. So it's like a flexible what I just said. It's like a flexible dough that you get. It can roll up. So you put the curry. It could be chickpeas. I think they usually use chickpeas, but they can use other legumes. And it's like it becomes soft. Ah? Oh, I don't know. Roti, yes, roti and dal. And they're telling me. So the dal, you put it in the roti and roll it up, and you have it. And it tastes really good. Curry, if you're a curry lover, you're going to love that. Let me know if you have tried it or if you're interested in that. But roti and dal, yes. I like soup. You can do different types of soup. I don't love to cook. Yes, but I love to cook soup. Because you can put anything you want in the soup. Well, most vegetables and different things you can put in there. And you know what some people do? I don't do it, but people do that. Like when they're cooking their main meal. Say that again?
Yes, it's on your live.
Oh, welcome, Ginette. Stay tuned. I have something special for you. So, persons, like when they're cooking, they would literally put their scraps in a pot to boil, and they turn that into soup. You can imagine? Yes. So there are different styles, different ways that you can cook soup. And we know the cotton noodle that we use in Jamaica to make our soup with. And you have persons like the Ital soup. You don't use noodle, but you put so many natural herbs and so many other things in there that you don't miss the cotton noodle. Yes, it's versatile for me. I think soup is versatile, and it's just like a one pot. You just need a bowl, right? If you agree with me, put it in the chat. If not, let me know what is your favorite dish, that dish that you love. RJ says, I also love oxtail and white rice. A lot of people do, especially on Sundays in Jamaica. They love oxtail. It's a meal that persons love. All right. I don't know if Retired Beard is here, but there are different, depending on the culture, depending on where the country, everyone like different things, right? But me can't do without my Caribbean stuff. Retired Bear said, I have Caribbean cooking at some point, but I am unsure. Caribbean meals are normally, well, flavored. That's something I know about Caribbean meal. They're flavored. They're sometimes spicy and hot. And it's like how they season or how they prepare the stuff is usually fresh. You have that. You'd have to really try it. But once you try it, there's no turning back. with Caribbean meal. So with Caribbean said my dad would have been terrified of that kind of food when I was growing up. to tell you, and they don't like spicy food. So I try not to, but I love spicy food. I mean, when I say not spicy, hot, right? Because spicy is a little bit different from hot. Hot is when you have to be drinking water. You have to be drinking, some juice or something to get rid of that burning taste. So RJ say at Retired Beard, are you Jamaican? So you can put that in the chat. So I am not. So he said he's not. I think that's why he's unsure about how the flavor is, how the taste of Caribbean food is. So RJ said, Retired Beard, where you're from. So you can tell us a little bit about your culture, Retired Beard, if you want to share. Kansas, America. Okay, I don't know the culture in that part where you are, but you can give me like what are the popular food that they eat? African American. Well, it could be. It could be. All right. So that covers it, the culture. Yeah, like the food, the type of food that you eat are popular. In Canada, you have something called poutine. RJ can share that with us about poutine. It's like like potato chips, but it has cheese on it. Like they melt the cheese on it, and persons love that. It's a popular, Canadian dish. So everywhere you go, they have their different fries. Oh yes. To tell the truth, I've never eaten it because of the cheese. It's fries with cheese and gravy. Yes, the gravy and the cheese. I've been tempted though to try it just for experience sake. Yes. So Retired Bear says, apologize. I'm laughing about the idea of culture being a thing. Retired Bear says we eat lots of codfish. Like that place that Netta is from, Andel. I think it's Labrador. What's the other country with Labrador? Newfoundland and Labrador. Yes, they do a lot of fish out that side. Yes, a lot of codfish, a lot of fish. And guess what? Huh? Codfish, right. Codfish. Codfish. Nova Scotia, yes, and that side. Do you know, RJ, that Nova Scotia and Newfoundland were the entry point into Canada? Those were entry points into Canada. So Retired Bear said we are known for our corn and wheat production. Oh, interesting. Wheat can be turned into fuel. Yes, so and I think corn as well. So that's nice. RJ says, yes, I know. In fact, Maroons went to those provinces. Yes. And I've also heard that even back in Jamaica, they took Maroons or enslaved persons to that side, side of Canada to No, not maroons, enslaved persons. I said maroons are enslaved, but I think it's enslaved persons at the time. Yeah, they took them from Jamaica because of the, the uproar and stuff that they were fighting back. So the government at that time shipped them to Nova Scotia. There's so much history in this world. Yes. All right, I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on just with one more thought. So, Retired Bear says in Kansas City, the barbecue culture is the classic American one. Most things barbecue flavored are that kind of barbecue. Okay, so it's um, a barbecue state or city, a barbecue city. All right. So I know barbecues. We are big in Jamaica on barbecue chicken. And you can check out if RJ, I know you're in this side of the world. You can check out Jerk and Barbecue Haven. They have really nice Jamaican barbecue stuff. And as I said, ScottHill, you can get your stuff right there. And it's a really cozy place. I've been there with Andel and it's really nice. I love that little ambiance. So I'm gonna put in the chat um these. If you could bring back ScottHill, what did I say? ScottHill Caribbean cuisine. And they're in the other room and he's feeding me information. So I have Retired Beard in the chat saying, I am mentally out of it. I have ate jerk chicken so many times. I am glad. Oh my gosh, you're tired of eating jerk. You're like one of my auntie. Whenever she come to Jamaica, she would carry up like a suitcase full of ackee. And I don't know if you know about ackee and saltfish, our national dish in Jamaica. And then one of the time, she couldn't eat any more ackee because she was so tired of it. That's your experience, Retired Beard. RJ says, Retired Beard, Kansas City is a special place for me because as a Disney fan, Walt Disney had its first studio in Kansas City in the 1920s. RJ, so yeah, one, me I tell you, I need to get you on a podcast. I need to get you interviewed. All right. So Retired Beard saying I have kind of made it myself a couple of times. But with making barbecue, you have to see. Oh, my thing is going. Give me a sec, guys. I plugged out my charger for my computer. Okay, energy is back on now. Energy saver is on. Great. With that, Retired Beard, when you're making the barbecue, you make sure you have to season it well. And you marinate it and you leave it, you put it in the fridge and let it stay like a day or two. Some people put it back in. Well, if you're doing it in the fridge, that you're going to cook it like a following day or two. But some persons season and put it in the freezer, right? Or if you know you're going to cook it tomorrow, then you marinate it from the early in the morning, the day before, and you make sure it's well seasoned properly with all the natural herbs and jerks and all of that season. Yeah. But let me know how you do your jerk, how you prepare your jerk. But that's really interesting, RJ, that you know that you're a fan of Walt Disney. Yeah, I like I like your history. I like that you're into history. Retired Bear says, wow, that is not a fact. I knew. And RJ is okay, so he's responding to RJ that he knew about that. So because he's in that city, he is privileged to that information. Wonderful. And our retired beard has confirmed what RJ says. And RJ says, yes, I'm a walking book. And as we speak about book, we are going to get into that. I'm going to tell you about two authors, and one of them is online tonight. So welcome, Ginette. I appreciate you being online. Okay, so Retired Bear. So Retired Bear is going to close us out of this section, and we're going to go into the authors section. So Retired Bear says, I will simmer chicken in the seasoning, and then once mostly cooked, I'll add the hottest hot sauce, the hottest hot sauce I have, and make and more seasoning, water, and it simmers. So you put it to cook, to simmer first, and then wow. Hot. You said hot sauce. That's how Retired Bear, how they do it he does it in Kansas City. So if you want to try that, you can try his method and see how that goes. I like that. I like that we are able to, share such information with each other. I love that. So we are going over to, we have moved from business, a particular business, ScottHill Cuisine, and now we are going to authors. And I have two authors that I want to share with you tonight. Ginette Bertrand. I know, Ginette, that I'm going to get the French pronunciation incorrect, but I'm going to put the book name in the chat. So it's Le Jardin de l'Épelle, La Pierre de Lune. Oh my gosh. I tell you, I have to learn French. And that's something that I want to introduce into my videos. If you see in my playlist, there is a section that says learning. And that's where I want to take you on this French journey. So if you are not a French speaker and you want to learn French and you want to, learn it with me, we can do it right there. But yes, this book is written by Ginette Bertrand, Le Jardin de l'Épelle, La Pierre de Lune. Hopefully I got it. And this is a French book, right? Next, I want to spotlight a talented author, Ginette, and her intriguing book. She has told us about this book, and let me tell you, it sounded so interesting that I wanted to read it immediately. But I have to learn the French first. While I haven't had the chance to read this book yet, it describes as a fantasy-filled adventure, an adventure book that draws readers into that wonderful world of imagination, of mystery. Not mystery as to, but that beautiful world. And I'm going to, the title itself is called The Moonstone. I hope it is correct. And it's at hints at elements of enchantment and imagination, making it an intriguing pick for fantasy lovers like yourself, RJ. You can grab your copy in two formats. You have the paperback, like this one. Yeah. Yes, and I am doing an unboxing. So that video will be out soon. Yes. And you can get the EPUB. The paperback is $26.95, and the EPUB is $21.99. If you're looking for a new escape into a magical realm, be sure to check out this book and support this creative author. And Ginette, if you're watching, congratulations. Congratulations on sharing your creative world with us. And this is the first in its series. She'll be having other series in her book. And the special thing about it, you see this? It is a familiar place. I have been here. It's beautiful, really beautiful. And guess what? In the book, you actually get, I want to show you, I don't want to tell you. I want to show you. It's really special. Whew. Let me go here first. Ta-da! She does illustration. These are real paintings that she has painted. Can you imagine? Here's another one. And guess what? These are real creatures that she has seen with her eyes. This book is really special. RJ says, that's cool. I myself is creating a story, my first romance novel. You never cease to surprise me. See that? These are animals that she has seen with her own eyes, that she has drawn. These are actually paintings. Yes, and she really does a good job. Look at that. I'm not going to show you no more. But I just want to say, if there's anyone here that is an educator, you can introduce this book to your class, to your community, your school community. If you're learning French and you want a book to read, you can get this book. You'll be full of suspense. You'll enjoy it, because she told us about the book and what it entails and the pictures and so forth. So it is something that you'll enjoy. And as I said, I can't wait to read it. You know, I love books. And as I said, books with pictures is even nicer. So imagine the person actually paint these pictures that you're seeing. Is a special book. So congratulations, Ginette, on this wonderful book. I like it. I like how it's designed. And as I said, I've seen this place before. It's so beautiful. All right. So, and thanks for the 3 copies. She sent these 3 copies as gifts to me. I'm not sure as yet how it's going to go, but I will see. But these are her books. This is her book, and I would love for you to support her. If you are into storytelling, you know, as RJ is into books as well, you can check her out. And I'm going to put her, I think I still have it, a place that you can find her book. Okay, give me a second. I know there are 2 places. Okay, it's the same one. All right, so I'm going to put this link in the chat that you can go to get a copy. Give me a second. All right, so okay, so this is one. All right, so that's the link to our book. And RJ says, Posha, if you see Janet, ask who published her book. Yes, I will let you know when we DMS, okay? I will ask her and let you know who the publisher is. All right, so that is it. Yes, for this French book, that definitely. Oh, oh, hi, Ginette. And that just told me that you're on. Yes, I can't wait to read this book and tell you what I think about each chapter. Yes, we can discuss it at another time. But this is a part of my motivation, and also, you know, being able to see you again and to speak French. Yes, I am looking forward to that, but I know I'll have to put in enough work. Yes, but this book is going to help me because I can literally see the words and it's in a store form. I had a Mexican friend, and he gave me a book, or had a book in Spanish, and he told me about a story about this dog. And let me tell you, just that alone made me dey want read the book. But I tell you, learning Spanish never happened for me. But I have to do it with the French because I'm living in a French country now, and I have friends that I want to communicate with in French, and I also want to read this book. All right, guys, that's how it is. That's it. All right. So check her out. The link is in the chat. And then we're going to I want to ask you this question. Yes, because I love engagement. I love to engage with you. And this is one of the ways we can engage. Do you enjoy reading fantasy or adventure books? Which one do you like? Do you like fantasy or adventure book? For me, when I was growing up, I like fantasy. But now I think adventure. I think I like adventure because you explore, you get to know. Growing up, as I tell you, I think a lot. So growing up, my imagination, I can tell you a story on the spot. I can tell you a story from start to finished on the spot, just making it up on the spot. When I was growing up, I used to, have this little book that I write my stories, fantasy, things that, I write it into. But that's when I was younger. And RJ says fantasy. In fantasy, you adventure. Well, yes, that is true because it takes you on a journey. It takes you to probably different places. And I think books are fantastic because that's what it does. The author takes us on a journey, whether it is into that fantasy or into that real world fantasy adventure, but it does take us on that ride. It does bring us, and that's why we say, especially to young children, to read, because it's, even though you can travel to those places or you can't go into that space, you can imagine being there. You can feel yourself being there because you're reading it. It's opening your imagination. It's opening your fantasy. Sorry, it's opening that adventure. It's opening that joy, that creativity. Yes, persons read books and get some creative ideas from it, and that motivation, that encouragement. RJ says, Portia, have you read books like Alice in Wonderland or Wizard of Oz? Yes, I've read the two of them. I've also watched the movies. Alice in Wonderland was like the fantasy, as well as Wizard of Oz. They were like that, everybody, that fantasy book. And I think there's I'm trying to remember if there was another one. Can't remember another one right now. Retire Bear says fantasy for sure. Tell us why you like fantasy. Fantasy. And RJ say Narnia. Yes, Narnia. You know them, man. You're young when you know them. Narnia. I think I watched that movie. I don't think I read the book, but I watched that movie, and it brings me back to a religious basis, that, and also of that self-sacrificing, where that lion knew that he could be resurrected, even though he was killed, that if he is killed, that the possibility is that he can be resurrected because he has a pure heart. And it just reminds me about Jesus, Jesus having a pure heart. And it also encouraged me to have a pure heart, and also encourage all of us to have a pure heart, because when we have a pure heart, the impossible can become possible. You know what I mean? Let me know if you understand. So Retired Bear says, also, thank you both for not bringing up the Wizard of Oz when I mentioned Kansas. Laugh out loud. I need to visit Kansas. You make me very curious now. RJ says, C.S. Lewis was Christian Aslan. The lion was supposed to represent Jesus. Oh, so I'm on the right track. Yeah. Okay. There's another one that I like. It's a Christian literature though, where he carried this thing on his back, and he's traveling to, like, for example, he's going to the promised land, and he's carrying the burden on his back, and he met different type of people, good and bad, along the way. Oh my goodness. I don't remember the name, but that one is really interesting. And he went into the sinks, in the sinking sand. I don't remember the word for that. Quicksand. He went into the quicksand, and he woke up on a clown or a circus person. Yeah, I don't remember it. The name is behind, but it's not coming to the front, and I don't know why. But I was trying to remember that book earlier, with another thing I was thinking about. Retired Bear say, fantasy helps get my imagination inspired. It does. Fantasy, it does get your imagination, your creativity, and all of that going. So I understand. And let me tell you, there have been so much movies that have so much, I like those things when I was growing up. I really like those things. But growing up now, I like history. For me, history and adventure. Yes, I like those. When you're exploring, learning new things and all of that, that's where my interest really is. And anything that can develop my mind to think in a real sense. If fantasy, enjoyment, yes. But how it add value. And let me tell you something about me. I can tell you that anytime I'm watching a movie, no matter how foolish or simple it is, I try to get some form of lesson from it. Else, all that time has been wasted. If I can't walk away with a lesson, it wasn't worth watching that movie. Okay, so we have some chat going on. RJ Bear says, I will get a bit obsessed about things though. Then I will basically have a doctorate in something that does not really matter. Why? Let me tell you one thing with getting knowledge is that you may not use it generally, but there comes one time in your life that you may have to use that knowledge. Even once in your life, you may have to use that knowledge. And so when you get knowledge, you can embrace it. Try not to lose it because there may be a time that you're going to need it. Yes. So, that's all right. And RJ says, I love the world building and magic in fantasy, plus the battles between heroes and villains. I think heroes and villains, but you always know that the heroes always come out on top, and that's just generally in most movies, in most things that we watch. We want to see that. We want to see that the good overcome any form of evil, right? And we're going to move on. The next book that I have, which is, I don't have a physical book, right? But Joseph D. Bell III, he and his daughter has Dad and Daughter's Nutrition and Well-Being. So this book is a wonderful author, as I said, by Joseph, and also by his daughter. Oh my gosh, I don't remember his daughter's name. So I'm going to just look for it because I did find them. Did find the book. Oh, here it is. So you can look that one up. This one is on Amazon. So it's Dad and Daughter's Nutrition and Well-Being by Joseph D. Bell III and Glenda L.F. Bell. So that's a father and a daughter. They wrote this nutrition book. Hold on. Okay, got it. Okay, I'm back to the chat. Okay, great. So that's the link for their book. So this is actually from one of my subscribers, one of the persons that view one of my videos, commented and told me that he also has a book, and that is the book. So he told me the name of it, and I looked it up, and yes, the young lady is not young anymore. She's not a little girl as in the photo, but she has grown. And they have done this book together as a daughter and a dad and daughter, sharing those moments together. So this book is more than just a collection of recipes. It's a powerful guide aimed at helping individuals improve their nutrition and overall well-being. Joseph describes it as a practical aid not meant to replace medical advice, but to empower individuals to become their own primary care advocates, right? So you can check them out and see what is in that book. All right. If you're looking for a book that combines practical nutrition tips with heartfelt inspiration, this one you'll want to check it out. And Joseph, if you're watching, thank you for sharing this labor of love with us. Much appreciated. And I have another question for you, seeing that we're on this book. This question is, what's one of your favorite go-to healthy meals or snack? What's one of your healthy snacks that you go to? Some people chew on carrots or celery, and some persons make their own, little ball. I remember for me, coconut, yes. And then we literally buy the whole coconut, and we cut it into slice, and we eat that, especially like after a meal, or if you feel snacky, we'll eat one of those coconut sticks. Yes. But I remember making a nut ball, and I like you chop up the nuts. So I put them in this machine, and it breaks it up into smaller pieces, and I put honey in there, and I put I think oats. I haven't made it in a while, but I'll put those little, things in there and I'll put them together and then I'll put it in the freezer and I'll have one and I just keep going back. Yes. So Retired Bear says, Kanjun, ground turkey and sticky rice. I call it my most healthy meal at least. Retired Bear. It caused me to laugh. Kanjun ground. I'm gonna look up that word because I'm not sure. Is that a herb? Because that seems to be a herb. Oh, there's something wrong with my phone. Is that the keys are stick? So someone told me that probably is the screensaver. Right. So I'm gonna look somewhere else. Cajun. Cajun. Oh, wow, Cajun chicken. Ooh, they have some stuff here, Retired Beard. And RJ says, Aki and sausage is my ultimate. Okay. So it's a spice. See here? Yes, Cajun. I know that name. It's a spice. To make this Cajun spice blend, yes. Simply mix these spices. Homemade. To make this Cajun spice blend, simply mix these spices and dried herbs. Uh-oh. I want you to hear what he's saying. Dried herbs together. Yes. Put your chosen meat or vegetables with it, ready for grilling. Yes, Cajun spice blend. Yes, it's a herb. Yes, it's my favorite food. I could eat casserole. That's what it is. Food every day for the rest of your life. You not try Caribbean food yet. I tell you, you need to try. Go to a Caribbean restaurant in your area. Yes, and try it. But I'm gonna look into this. I'm not going to use the chicken that they use. As I see, they use chicken as well or turkey. I might find another substitute. Yes. Also, Posha Kanjun is the name for a group of people. Tell me about that. Tell me about which people. Because, all right, let me put and see. People, Kajun people. Kajun people. I like to look up things. Yeah, I see history. So this says, well, using Wikipedia, Retired Bear says shrimp is the meat to use if you eat that. Oh, shrimp is a popular one with Cajun. So they're saying, okay, so Cajuns, also known as Cajuns, also known as Louisiana Acadians. Oh, the Acadians. I know I'm not pronouncing it correct. Or a Louisiana French ethnicity, mainly found in the U.S. state of Louisiana and surrounding Gulf course. Okay, in Louisiana, they're descendants of French Canadians who were kicked out of Canada by the English. What a history. Wow. But I know because there's a place in Canada that I saw and I said, I would love to visit there. They have Acadians. Yes, they have them in Canada as well. French, that part of that French Canadian, Quebec is French, right? But where the Acadians are, it's a different place. I think it's somewhere in Nova Scotia, if my memory serves me right. Beyonce has French Canadian blood. Oh, I never knew that. I tell you now, I need to give you an interview. RJ, but it's nice. For a young man, that's what I'm impressed with. for a young man, you know? Really nice that you're aware. All right. That was interesting. I enjoy that. All right. So, RJ, this is your part now, you know. This is your part, the part that you have been waiting for. And I have been waiting for it to let you know. So this is my summary, my look at this video. I'm not sure if it's the same video, but I'm going to put it in the chat. The name of the video that I looked at is the Black in Latin America, Mexico, and Peru. The Black Grandma in the Closet. Let me know if it's the same one. That's the this one. Yes, that's the video. Oh, great. All right. Interesting. All right, so I'm going to go into the summary and put a summary together. So in this episode, Harvard scholar Henry Louis Gates Jr. explores the largely forgotten and hidden history of Black people in Mexico and Peru, shedding light on the significant African influence in these countries. Despite the fact that Mexico and Puerto Rico receive more African slaves, which was surprising, than the United States, the legacy of Black history has been downplayed or erased from mainstream history. You can imagine? They have such a heritage. They, you know, and all of that. It's like it if it wasn't for a few people, it would have been totally erased. Here's why. So, insights into it. Number one, hidden African heritage in Mexico and Peru. Gates reveals that while Mexico and Peru imported hundreds of thousands of African slaves during the colonial period, their contributions and existence have been largely erased from national identity. National, no. It reminds me of, is it Argentina or Australia? One of those countries, they totally erased. Huh? Argentina. They okay, so Andel told me Argentina. They totally erased Black out of it. And I don't know if you're going to figure out how they do it. Let me know, Retired Beard, let me know, RJ, how you think that history, how it is. So the term, the Black Grandma in the Closet, symbolizes the hidden, it symbolizes the hidden or denied Black ancestry in many Latin American families. So what this means, that you, part of you, or say that your great grandmother was Black, but you are not Black, you're colored. And when I say colored, I mean persons that are peach or light complexion, right? Light complexion. We say white, right? But for me, on this chat, persons who we say are white are actually colored people, and persons who we say are Black are actually maroon people, right? So that's how I put it on this channel. So RJ says Argentina at one time was full of Black, true, but due to mixing with the whites, the Blackness was watered down. And that's true. I forgot my thing, man. All right. I'm gonna show you on the next live how it's done. So what RJ says is true. That's how it's done. And Retired Bear says are totally part of the story. All over missing it only comes from one point of view, especially the start of writing. And that, as you say, Retired Bear, is something that I never thought about until one day, I think it was probably 2 years ago or three. I was listening to this educator. She was giving a speech at a graduating ceremony at a university, a popular university, could have been Harvard. And she was writing from the perspective of her narrative. When she was a little girl in Africa, there wasn't any books that were written by Black persons. So all the materials she was getting was from colored persons, right? So no maroon people, but colored persons were producing the educational material, the books, the this, right? And so she thought in her mind that this was it. She thought it was normal to see a colored person in a book. But then when she started to grow and to expand, move around, she realized that it's not so. And then she realized that persons who record history is recording it from their standpoint. So if you're a colored person, which is a white person, you're going to record it from your standpoint. And if there's something that you don't want to be known, you're going to leave that out. And it goes vice versa. But it's always good when you find, a writer, author, or even somebody who is a content creator that just gives you at it as it is. And then you, the person receiving it, can evaluate it. You can actually say, I accept this or I don't accept this, or you can, but at least it is balanced. And I like that. I like when it's balanced, when you can tell everything and we choose what we want to do with that. So Retired Bear says, a conquered people group rarely writes about it. Really? Don't get the opportunity. They don't have that opportunity to. Unless the next generations coming get that opportunity. So guess what has to happen for that to be so? The parents from that time have to be telling the story. They have to be telling the story come straight until it's written by them. And that's why it's good for us to tell stories, tell our children what we have gone through. Tell our children, let them know our ancestors, because as we can see when I watched that video, it was because persons they were from two different ethnicity, and one was more dominant throughout the time. It started, as RJ says, it started to dilute. So the one that stands out start to blend in with everybody else, and so it's lost. But if they are told their history and it's passed down, fine. But what happened? Why it's lost in port in Peru and Mexico is because they denied. Those who could tell the story didn't tell it from the maroon standpoint. They told it from the colored standpoint. They accept being colored than to say they are Moreno. I think that's the name they call it, RJ Moreno in Mexico. So Retired Bear says, and that really bothered me. I wrote a paper in college about the revolution from the British side. We had one book in the entire library from that view. Wow. See? It's true. It's true. It's true. Who is writing it? Whoever is writing it going to tell it from their standpoint. And they may leave out some crucial information. And that is what we're finding now, that many times persons who have been enslaved. They have done great inventions. They have come up with some great tools and things that they have created to make life easier, but they are not given the credit for it. The persons who enslaved them are the ones that got the credit for these inventions. Am I correct, or it's not so? That's what we have been finding throughout history. Even coming to this side of the world, Africans used to come to this side of the world and interact with the natives long before Christopher Columbus did. So Christopher Columbus did not find this hemisphere. They did not discover it. It was already here, active, right? So RJ say, what was your reaction when the video explained how Mexico? Oh, it's saying my thing is off. Give me a second. I didn't press the little button at the bottom, so it was telling me that it was off. So what was your reaction when the video explained how Mexico had a maroon president? Oh, that one is interested as well. But I think I knew a little bit about Simon Bolivar. Yes, I've heard it in Spanish before. Yes, the Venezuelan. Yes, that's a popular figure, and I think he was a part of it in Mexico, along with two other persons that revolutionized that. I wasn't surprised because of the intermarriage thing. I wasn't surprised that that's possible. So I'm going to give you some more summary. So that is the black grandma in the closet. They don't talk about it. Latin American families, they don't talk about it. That one of the parents is half black or half maroon. They don't talk about it, right? Some Mexicans and Peruvians only discover their African roots through family lineage, stories, or DNA testing, because it's not something that is in the wider society for discussion. So two African influence in Mexican and Peruvian culture. In Mexico, the region of Costa Chica, hope I pronounced it correct, is home to Africa-Mexican communities, where African culture is still evident in music, dance, and cuisine. And yes, I could see the dance. And as we know, all dances of the world comes from Africa. They take it with them. The food, the dance, yes, they take it anywhere they go. And Gates interviews locals and learns that despite their rich African heritage, they have often been overlooked or misrepresented in Mexican history. Because we know the Spaniards are the ones that took over Mexico. So they eliminate that part of the history that they have in Mexico. Not talk about. Just like Argentina, they dilute. So you still see a person with dark complexion or brown. In Jamaica, we say brown, your brown skin. They would say me brown skin, me a browning. And then they will say the person who has dark maroon skin, they will say that the person is blackening. That's what they call the females. And I think that comes from Buju Banton. I love my car, I love my bike, I love my money and thing, but most of all, I love my browning. So, browning and blackening. Yeah. But when we say we are blacks, it doesn't matter the shade of black or maroon, all of us are considered African descendants. And that's beautiful, right? There's so once you have even 1% of black in a year, you're black, you're considered black. You can imagine. We embraced everyone. If you look at the African culture embrace every human being because we are the dominant race. Everyone comes out of black. So here we have Retired Bear saying Mexico has a pretty wild history. And that's something that I'm going to look into because here RJ has opened my mind to this. So I'm going to do some more research on that. And I'm going to ask some questions too, right? And get some more from it because it was an interesting video. I think I watched everything, but I see that person's ad, and then we got the opportunity to watch another follow-up video where this guy actually went in. He's a guy that we followed before, and so he did a history on it, and he went in and found this lady, went into one of the village. It's called a Yanga, Yanga. I think that's the name of it, village. Oh my gosh, let me look it up. Oh, hold on. I think I may still have it on my screen. No. I think that's the name. I wrote it down. Give me a second. Yanga. Yes, that's the town's name, right? Yanga. And I found that name. I found that he went into one of those places at Yanga. He actually went to Yanga and he found the native persons and how they lived. And it was so interesting. So check out that video that I put in the chat. Check it out and let me know what you think next week about it, because I've watched it and it's a very interesting piece. And the man, he went in and continue with Peru. The Peru section, Gates explore Afro-Peruvian culture, which is still vibrant today through music, poetry, and traditions. The cajon drum, a staple in Peruvian music, has African origins, highlighting the enduring influence of enslaved Africans. Africans resilient. That is, something that we are really known for, to have that resilience. Despite this influence, African Peruvians have faced generations of discrimination and marginalization. It's like they don't exist in that country, but they do. And they're fighting for recognition, especially, like, for example, the sense to have, when they take up census to run a data on you, on how many persons are in this community, how many persons are in the country, they do a census. So they're fighting to be a part of that because they don't have any data on them. So one guy said in Peru, said that they would ask, when they go to the city, they would ask, say the flag, say the anthem of the country, because they think they're from Cuba or some other country. So say your country, say the countries, like repeat, like how we would say the Canadian flag or the Jamaican, not flag, anthem, the Jamaican anthem, the Canadian anthem, will say it. They want them to say that as their identity, to say that they are Peruvian. You can imagine that? Because of the color of their skin. Amazing, eh? Amazing. Rich. Check out the video. Number 3, identity and erasure, they call it. So the documentary reveals how national identities in Mexico and Peru have been shaped around Spanish and indigenous heritage, while the African influence has been neglected. So one is elevated and one is put down. but it should have been a balance. And there's a thing in Mexico, and this was so interesting. Gates went to this place, like a museum, and this lady told him about some pictures that was on a wall. It has different sections. It has, say, it's one big frame, but it's part with different sub pictures in that, right? So one block a picture, one block or another thing, one block of that. RJ said the Costa paintings, yes. And that painting, the Costa paintings, it has 16 different shades that makes up the Mexican heritage. 16 different shades. It mixed with Indians, it mixed with the natives, it mixed with the colored people, which we call whites, it mixed with the Africans, and all of them combined, all of them, like different people say, a native person and a black come together to give a brown, a maroon, right? A maroon color. Or a black color, right? Then another, like who you marry, you mix with that person, your child get a different color, a shade, color, all of us. It gives a different shade, and it's 16 of them. It's 16 different shades in Mexico. I was so, amazed at that. RJ says you can also apply those paintings to Jamaica itself. Out of many one people. Our motto is out of many one people. We do have those shades as well. Different. We mix up with Chinese, we mix up with, and then you can tell me some of them. We mix up with African, we mix up with the European, Spanish, you name it. Jamaica have everybody. And even until this day, we are still having everybody in our country. So, we mix up and we blend up. Yeah, we live like we are all Jamaicans. Nobody say you're Chinese, you're Indian, or you're this, you're that. No, we are all Jamaicans. And that's what I would love to see in Mexico, that they acknowledge each race. But you go back to what RJ was saying about the person who was a black prime minister. I think they relate the person to Obama, that long before even Obama become president, in that I think 1520s or something like that, I don't remember, that they had that black president. And he seemed to be cute to 1821. Okay, I was way off. 1821. Yeah, they had a black president, and he was the one that abolished that slavery. And then Gates, he showed where the ship would come and dock. And you see the ropes, and now they show the painting, and then you can see literally the docking place. Old, and guess what he said? When they wanted to build that place, the slave would have to risk their lives to go and get the stone from out of the sea, to build that wall, to build that structure, because of the type of stone that it was, that could withstand rust and all sort of things that the sea would normally break down. So because it's in the sea and it's there, it was precious. So a lot of persons died. Many people died just to get those stones to build that structure. You can imagine that history. This sometimes, for some persons may be uncomfortable with the conversation, but it's a conversation that we have to have. to become comfortable, right? We have to get uncomfortable to get comfortable. We have to. We have to talk about our past. We have to talk about these things so that we don't repeat those bad part and we repeat the good part, right? It helps to shape us and to shape our nations and all of that. Because here we can see the imbalance in Mexico. In Jamaica, there's a balance. You understand what I'm saying? So Retired Bear says, I need to finalize the DNA test for me for sure because the ancestor story I know is wild. Yes, yes, you can do that. A lot of persons on in the video they say that's how they know, by DNA or they know by stories that have been told to them. One lady, when she went to Cuba and realized that her father is have black in his blood because his skin is a little bit lighter than her mother. And when she looked back at a photo of her grandfather, she realized that her grandfather was half black, so to speak, maroon. You know, then she realized that she have black in her blood and she's a light woman, but she have it in her blood. And she said many people in Mexico have black in them or maroon in them, African blood, but they don't know. Yes, and they did show the food, as RJ says in the chat. They showed the food how similar, that they will prepare it in the same way, and the same type of food that you find in Africa, you find in Mexico and other regions, like Puerto Rico. Yes, even in Jamaica, we still have some of those. Yes, and even language, right? For example, you send nyam. That's a Creole word in Jamaica for eat. You find that in Africa, they'll have a word like that, which means the same thing. So, you know, it's Africans have been here. Let's say it. We are all over the world and we are all one people. Whether we want to believe it or not, we all in this human race are one people. And there's no class system, especially in God's system. All of us are one people. We have eyes, we have ears, we have nose, we have mouth, we have hands. Yes, we are all. We just have different shades. Yeah, I'm trying to find something with different shades. Yeah, we have different shades, right? We have different shades. Yes. We don't have no blue, none of it, but we have different shades. You understand? We do have different shades, and we do make up of different things. We have different talents. We have different aspirations, different dreams, right? But we still do the same common things. We eat, we drink, we live, we move, we have our being, right? But we are all one people because we have blood running through our bodies. Yes. Michael Jackson, I just say Michael Jackson made a song back in the 90s called Black or White. Yes, I know that song. We are black or white. Yes, I know that song. Yeah. But we just have different shades. Just like how you have the birds them. Just as how you would have the different cats, have different sizes, different shapes, the animal. So if we all were just one, it may be boring. So, we mix up, we blend up, and we love each other, you know. Someone said peace and love and sunshine. Yeah, so my takeaway, enslaved Africans played a major role in shaping the culture, economy, and identity of Mexico and Peru. but their legacy has been largely hidden or ignored. The episode encourages a re-examination of history, highlighting the importance of recognizing Black Latin American heritage. It also exposes the complex relationship between race, identity, and national narratives in Latin America. After watching this documentary, it's clear that so much of Black history has been hidden or erased. Do you know of any forgotten Black history in your country or community? Please share it in the chat. I'm just gonna put the question in the chat, and you can share with me if there's anything that you think that has been erased, that you would, you know, that you. I know some of the foods, some of the food that we used, that probably our foreparents used to do, and some skills that we could use, we don't have those because they're not taught. My father, he has certain skills, and we as his children never learned them. My father is a builder, right? And me learn how to mix cement so that no last. I know how to do mortar, mix mortar. So that one not going to be lost. All right, so Retired Bear says the native people of America were holding around 8,000 slaves at the outbreak of the Civil War. 8,000. The native people of America were holding around 8,000 slaves at the outbreak of the Civil War here. That's a lot. That's a lot. And Retired Bear says no one ever talks about the native use of slavery. But we have to discuss it. We have to talk about it, and we talk about it in a civilized way. We talk about learning from the experiences, and we talk about, how these things can unite us instead of dividing us. I don't want no one to walk away thinking that we are just eating at, our enslavers, or, this people who have been hidden from society. No, we just want to make sure that the conversation is had, and that we can be aware of what's going on and embrace those persons, and embrace the rich culture that is associated with these with Africans, that persons may take as their own, but they're not, because they are coming from Black history. And the narrative is that I see that we are discriminated against, that we are worthless, we don't have no use, and we are good for nothing. And people have talked like that and think that we are the less than. No, we're not less than. We're gifted, talented. We have rich culture and heritage, but as Retired Bear says, the narrative has not been told from our side. And that is what we want to get out there, telling it from our side. And that, makes a difference in helping us to move forward. So RJ says, Posha, don't get me started on this. Laugh out loud. I will do a top 3. One of the first cowboys were Black. 2, Floyd Norman was a Black animator at Disney. All right. 3, Vikings took Africans to Ireland. Okay, I have to look into that one. If you have any link, you can link it in the chat. Any video that I can go and look at that history. History is so nice. You learn so many things from it. It's not to put anyone down, but it's just to elevate us, to let us know that we are all one people and we should live in love and harmony. And Retired Bear says, as I tell people, the slave market's only thing that mattered was making money. Yes, making money on something, on making money on someone that doesn't belong to you. Making money on someone that doesn't belong to you. And there's a quote that I put up, that Peace, Love, and Sunshine was saying, don't take down the quotes. You know, it's saying that if you don't have your if you don't have your, let me see if I can find it. You say you're not free. So if you can't, I looked, I came across it. Okay, let's see, shorts. It's in my shorts. I just want to do the best that you can without courage. I want to just tell you the thing. You can, no, not one. We can accept disappointment, no. A few people you can't separate peaceful. This is the one. You can't separate peace from freedom, because no one can be at peace unless he has his freedom. And that is Malcolm X. You cannot have peace unless you have your freedom. If they take away your freedom from you, you're miserable. You're miserable. And you know, when I look, there's so many dimension to this world of enslavement. Because I look and say, I get anxiety. I tell you, there are moments when I'm overwhelmed and I start to get anxiety attacks, right? And I'm saying persons who have been in one position, traveling miles, you don't think that they probably get seizure or some form of panic attack while they're in that position? And then when they're in, for example, the cotton field and the sun is so overwhelming and they are just working and working, you don't think that they may, become so anxious, so overwhelmed by everything that they're experiencing, that they might, start to act out? You wonder about the mental aspect of what these persons have gone through. Enslavement is no joke. It's profitable for some, but it's detrimental for another. So we have to talk about it and move on from there. And I love history, because history teaches you so much, so much. RJ says, so RJ says, Retired Beard, yet it was a business. RJ also says, yes, they call them blue men. Ah. Retired Beard says, sometimes it's odd and out of place. Yes. And he also says, like was a former escaped enslaved African samurai. Hope I pronounced that correct. A samurai during the Japanese Civil War in the 1550s. I know that samurai. Yes, African samurai. Yes, I've heard about the African samurai. I think that's something we probably can discuss next week. But it's nice to really have all of you. Oh, I have you. All right, I'm going to wrap up because I don't want to keep you too long. But let me remind you about my creators devotional promotion. If you're a content creator or someone chasing your dreams, this devotional is designed to inspire, uplift, and fuel your creativity with daily reflections. It's packed with powerful devotionals that will help you stay focused, motivated, and aligned with your purpose, even on this tough journey. And it has been helping me. So I hope you can, let it help you as well. It's under my description and most of well, all of my videos, I try to put it in my description, but it's in my main page description. You can get the link. I think I can put the link up. Yes, I think so. Oh no, I can't. Oh no, I don't have the link again. I'm going to put it in the but you can go in my description where my main page, Posha Malcolm, and what I do. You can look there, you see the link. You can click on it and check out the video. You can grab your copy through my Stan store or reach out to me directly. Trust me, it's a powerful companion for your creative journey. Right? So if you have already started your creators devotion, if you already started your creators devotional, let me know in the chat what has been your favorite takeaway so far. So if you have purchased, you can let me know what's your takeaway. Thanks for the great live tonight. Retired Bear said, you're welcome. I'm so happy that you could join me. Thank you, RJ, for joining as well. You two make my night for sure. Yes, a wonderful conversation. If there's one takeaway, what would it be tonight for you? If there's so many. Kansas City, the Mexican, Peru, and Peruvian documentary that I watched. Yes, me, reaching that milestone in my content creation journey. Yes, and another thing is to just have all of you engaging. At first, I can tell you when I started to do live, I was uncomfortable. But the more that I get a chance to interact each Saturday night with you, I'm getting more comfortable and I'm really enjoying it. I look forward all week to Saturday Night Live because I know I'll be engaging. And so you have made my night tonight. Thank you, each and everyone that has joined. I appreciate it. Please remember to give me a thumbs up so that I can feel appreciated by you, receiving this live. And RJ says, my takeaway is that this world is full of surprises. I'm 23 and I haven't begun to explore, so I am motivated. I'm going to give you a heart. Oh my gosh, you make me laugh. And remember, you can also post your emojis in the chat. They're just below the chat or beside the chat, that little face. Yes, you can put your emojis. I'm gonna put one right here because you make me laugh. He's just 23 and yet he knows so much. I'm really impressed with you, RJ. Thank you so much, each and every one of you, for stopping by and making this a memorable experience for me. I would love to see you in the next Saturday Night Live with Posha Malcolm, where we can continue to engage each other in meaningful and wonderful conversation. Thank you, RJ, for that smiling face. And thanks, Retired Bear. Thanks, RJ. Thank you, each and every one that have joined me tonight. Take care and have a wonderful Saturday night. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.